Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the new YouTube video. In this video we will be talking about factorization. So we just continue talking about factorization actually. Before we start the lesson, I can tell you that for today we will be covering questions like this. So where we need to factorize ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is not 1. So where a is not 1. Alright, before we start with that, let us revise first factoring if we have 4 terms. So I'll give you an example. Let's say 3x squared plus 4x plus 33x plus 44. Okay, we need to factorize this. What do we notice here? These two terms, they have something in common, right? So we can say that there is an x in both of them. So x goes out. What's remaining when we get x out? So 3 multiplied by what will give us x multiplied by what will give us 3x squared? It's 3x. And then x multiplied by what will give us 4x? It's 4. All right. Now for the other two terms, what do they have in common? What are they both divisible with? Oh, they are divisible by 11, right? So 11 multiplied by 3x will give me 33x, and 11 multiplied by 4 will give me 44. Finally, if we look at the left side and the right side, what they have in common is 3x minus 4 and 3x minus 4, which means 3x, not minus, sorry, but plus 4. 3x plus 4 goes out. When 3x plus 4 goes out from the first one, then what's left? There is x only. When 3x plus 4 goes out from the second one, what's left is 11. And that's it. We have factored it properly. Alright, then we say factoring if we have 3 terms, but with x squared. Now, what do we mean by that? If we have an example, x squared minus 5x plus 6, we learned that we need to find two numbers, something multiplied by something, to give us this number here, which is 6. But if we add those two numbers, they will give us this number here, which is minus 5. Okay, now what's the combination of numbers here? We can say that 1 multiplied by 6 is 6, but that doesn't help, right? But if we have 2 and 3, can we get negative 5? So we need two negative numbers so that they can give us negative 2 multiplied by negative 3 will give us 6. But negative 2 plus negative 3 will give us negative 5. So then we know that the final answer is x negative 2 and x negative 3. With that we are done. But now what if we have a question where the leading coefficient is not 1 but 2, for example? So if we have a question like this, 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Now in this case, if you try to do the same thing as before, if you try to say what are the two numbers we multiply to get 3, and if you add them you get 5, it doesn't work. There is one step that we have to do beforehand, and that step is to multiply this number by this number. So 2 multiplied by 3 will be equal to 6. Okay, then we say, what are the two numbers we multiply to get 6? But if we add them, then we will get 5. Okay, so it's the other way around now. So we multiply 2 by 3 and then we ask what are the two numbers we multiply to get 6. but if we add them, we get 5. Okay, I'm sure that most of you have it right, and you notice that 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6, and 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Now guys, we cannot simply say here, oh, x minus 2, x plus 2, or x plus 3. It doesn't work like that. Because our leading coefficient is not 1. Then we must split the middle term. And then we do the grouping method. How do we split the middle term? So 5x will be split into positive 2x and positive 3x. Alright, because positive 2x and positive 3x adds up to positive 5x. Right? And then what happens with the first term? Nothing, it doesn't change, so we copy that as it is. What happened with the last term? It doesn't change, so we copy as it is. Alright, we are almost done. The only thing we need to do here is grouping method. And we learned already how to do grouping in this lesson. So, first two terms, what do they have in common? 2x squared and 2x. It's obvious that 2x goes out. 2x multiplied by what will give us 2x squared? It's x. 2x multiplied by what will give us 2x? 1. Okay, now 3x and 3. What do they have in common? 3. What's left in brackets? 3 multiplied by what to give us 3x? It's 3, 3 multiplied by what to give us 3x? It's x. And then 3 multiplied by what will give us 3? It's only 1. Perfect. We are almost done. Then we say the left side and the right side. What do they have in common? Oh, there is an x plus 1 in both of them. When we get x plus 1 from the first one, we have 2x left. When we get x plus 1 from the second one, then we get 3 left. That's it. We are done. So, one more time. If our leading coefficient is not 1, if this number in front of x squared is not 1, then we must multiply that number by the last number. And then we know the rule here. What are the two numbers we multiply to get 6? If we add them, we get 5. Oh, it's 2 and 3. Then we split the middle term into 2x and 3x. Perfect. First term remains unchanged, so we copy. Last term remains unchanged, so we copy. Finally, we do the grouping method. First two have 2x in common. These two have 3x in common. They have 3 in common. Finally, here is the final answer. Okay, let's try another example. Alright, this time we have 10x squared plus 17x plus 3. We notice the leading coefficient, the first number is not 1 but 10. So we have that extra step. We need to multiply 10 by 3, which is equal to 30. Okay, then we say, what are the two numbers we multiply to get 30? But if you add them, then you would get 17. Okay, then we try. For example, 5 times 6 is 30, but 5 plus 6 is not 17. Oh, this reminds me of something. What if we try 2 multiplied by 15? Oh, that is equal to 30. And 2 plus 15 is equal to 17. Perfect. This tells us that we need to split the middle term. And instead of 17x, we write 2x and 15x. Okay? So, first term remains unchanged. The last term remains unchanged. We split 17 into 2x and 15x. All right, almost done. First two terms, what do they have in common? We can factor 2x out and we have 5x plus 1 in brackets. Now, these two terms, we can factor 3 out and then again 5x plus 1 in brackets. By the way, if you do not get 5x plus 1 in both of them, there must be something wrong. So go back and check your answer again. Finally, this one has 5x plus 1, this one has 5x plus 1, so 5x plus 1 goes out. When we get 5x plus 1 from the first one, it's 2x remaining. When we get 5x plus 1 from the second one, then we have 3 remaining. With that, we are done with this question. I think that this example best summarizes everything we covered today. One question for you. Okay? Copy the question and solve it in your copybooks. You can give me the answers in the comments and then we can check and compare if it's correct. 5x squared minus 8x plus 3. Try to factor this one using the things we explained today. That's it for today. See you in the next video.